I bet. Yeah.
Somebody got Isaiah 51. We start at 17. So we're willing. First and foremost, we give all praises and glory to the Bonds to the Apostles, Gms Columbus, and Shalom to the faithful men that's continuing to work with the Lord. Gms Columbus Ohio, once again, we're just going to make a quick live video, just going in the spirit and just speaking on, how these different nations taking advantage of us, you know what I'm saying? And going to a few prophecies and different things like that, just flow through the spirit. And Lord willing, hopefully it's edifying. But I seen this brother, he uploaded a video going into like why there's a lot of Chinese restaurants in the so-called black neighborhoods. And pretty much the short answer is because when they came into the country, the Chinese, they couldn't, they was being discriminated against too, so they couldn't really have their own little companies, things like that. And pretty much they wouldn't allow that in the so-called white neighborhood. So they pretty much allowed it in the so-called black neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And then not only the Chinese, but you also see the the so-called Arabs, or you got the Indians and shit. You got little what's it called, like corner stores and gas stations. It's all owned by heathen. It's not owned by Jake. You know what I'm saying? So it's heathen, but that just shows you that the heathen, they take advantage, they make money off of us. They sell us weed, food, drugs, alcohol, all that shit, while we don't get shit, but just spend money. You know what I'm saying? So real quick, I'm gonna just read this, and then we can go into the scriptures. The Chinese Exclusive Act of 1882 banned most Chinese laborers but exempt merchants. A 1915 court ruling determined that owning a restaurant is qualified as a business, giving Chinese immigrants a loophole to legally immigrate, pool resources, and bring their families. All right, and it says decades later, during mid-20th century urban demographic shifts, it says banking policies like redlining restricted black businesses from securing business loans to operate in their own neighborhoods. See what I'm saying? Because like Jake, that's why we so behind. We wasn't able to really make our own business and things like that. You know what I mean? And that's why they had other heathen come in and do it for us. It says restricted. I read that part. So like, meanwhile, Chinese immigrants were often denied loans to open business in white suburbs, but could secure financing to establish shops in black urban communities. So they was like, we don't want you here, you can go to the niggas. You see what I'm saying? So, and then on top of that, just to add, so-called Chinese and Japanese, some of them, they might actually sell fucking cat and dog and shit. You know what I mean? Mystery meat.
Mystery, yeah.
But it says, let me see if there's some more. That's pretty much the point. But Lord willing, we can go into that Isaiah, just showing you that these nations, they making a profit off of us, while we ain't getting shit. How many stores that do Jake actually? How many restaurants do Jake own? How many gas stations do Jake own?
Franchises.
You see what I'm saying? Through, but you got it. Whoever got it. Oh, you got something?
Yeah.
Come on, you got it.
Real quick, just little show you that ultimately, these all tie back to the curses.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said, that these things will happen. And again, this is how we are able to identify who the true people are, because we fit the bill. And again, the heathen being over is a big indication of who the true biblical Israelites are. But just to back up the elder, bro, this is Deuteronomy 28, and we started at 43. It says, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Right? So these heathen, they become very high over us. And again, we are very low. So even like you said, the Chinese, folks who begin dealt with their own form of oppression in the sense where, lowliness, you know what I'm saying, here in America, they still, as you know, they dwell amongst America with us, you know, in our neighborhoods, etc., excelled over us, you know. Verse 44 it says, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Right, and that's a recurrent thing, you know what I'm saying? These heathen are the heads over us, you know, they have become the head, you know, primarily with Esau, even with all the nations, man. Alright, and it says that thou shalt be the tail, right? We're the tail in the society, everywhere we go, we are the lowest, you know what I'm saying? And that's it.
Yeah, just real quick, just to think about all these different heathen nations that, you know, are in the midst of the hood. You know, the elder spoke about the Chinese, you know what I'm saying? They have all these restaurants and shit, they cooking things that we can't eat, you know, pork, cat, dog, rat, whatever the hell they have in their restaurants. Then you got the Arabs, they selling you your blunt wraps and snacks and shit to destroy your body. You know what I'm saying? And then you even got a bunch of Africans, you know what I'm saying, they got their own subdivisions in the midst of the hood. You know what I'm saying? And they, you know, govern over a lot of different daycare systems and shit like that. And they get a lot of loans and all that shit from the government, things that we don't have access to. Yeah, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? All these heathen nations have safe havens around our people except us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy too, because these different nations, if you talk to them, they'll look at Jake like we ain't shit. And it's funny because we've been here longer than they did. You know what I'm saying? We was here, of course, during, you know, slavery and different things like that. And we grew up here. And these different nations came over here after us. And they would look at us like we ain't shit because we don't got shit. And they would say we lazy, you know, all other slander and shit. But of course, Esau, he had all these different laws, like we just redlining. You know, Jacob going to that home, but that's just discrimination. You know what I'm saying? And we couldn't really prosper. So really, Esau, these different nations, they all had a head start over us. You see what I'm saying? And then there's something else I was gonna say, I forgot, but we go ahead and go to that Isaiah.
You said 51, right?
Yeah, 51 to 17. Cool.
So Isaiah 51 and verse 17, it says, awake, awake, stand up, O Jerusalem, which has drunk at the hand of Yahweh the cup of his fury. Thou hast drunken the dregs of the cup of trembling and wrung them out.
Right, and that's what's happened. You know, like the brother said, you know, we under the curses. You know, and that's what we did. We took the cup from the Lord. You know, slavery, and of course after slavery, you had all these different Jim Crow laws and redlining and all that shit. We just held back so much. So and ultimately us prophets, we know that it gotta be like that because we under the curses. You know, and Jake today they try to excel and try to become billionaires and all that shit. That shit ain't gonna work because this ain't our rest. You know what I'm saying? We are drinking pretty much the punishment from the Lord. You see, but you got it.
Yeah, real quick too, because even with like the housing market and shit, like I know a big one, German Village in Ohio, coming up in Columbus, like years and years ago. Them people, that whole area was encompassed by Jake. A lot of Jake owned the houses because they was cheap, right? But today, they came in, gentrified it, called it German Village, and now all the whites bought all that shit up, and now them houses is $1 million houses. Old as hell, I've worked in them, you know what I'm saying? But because of the historic value and our people being in there, they came in and bought all that shit up. What do we have to call our own shit? Nothing. We don't have shit as a people. You know what I'm saying? Even when, you know, Northern Tribe come through shit, even their shit don't stand up that long. You know what I'm saying? Compared to the way these heathen shit lasts and the benefits that they receive.
And just to add to your point, because Esau kick us out of our neighborhood and things like that, gentrifying the thing, different neighborhoods and shit. You will see Esau, he's close to like trees and, you know, green plants, green and shit like that. Yeah. While us, our shit is barren. We don't got our stores are closed down. We don't got no trees, and trees are very important in your neighborhood because, like Elder Yashwami, he brought that out. Like trees will calm you down.
Water.
Yep. And that's why Jake is so goddamn violent. That's one reason why, out of many. because there's no life around them. It's just nothing but death.
Right.
See?
Yeah, just to add to you. Again, even look at their parks and shit like that. Like look at the parks and shit we grew up in, jungle gym. I mean, you know, you might have a park behind the school and shit, you know what I'm saying? It's just concrete, weak ass mulch, shit like that. But look at Esau's parks, like when we went fishing, Hoover Dale, that's their parks. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Sharon Woods. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, even up this way, you know, the joint you go to right around the corner. You know what I'm saying? We used to go to. You know what I'm saying? Those are their parks. You know, our parks is little ass, you know, raggedy ass park behind the high school or elementary.
Try to get funny.
You know what I'm saying? Then we got the rec center. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool and shit, but again, ain't hardly no trees up here. Just a brick building, little jungle gym swing set, and that's it. March in the parking lot.
Keeping us in the box.
Right. You know what I'm saying? They got, like you said, trees, they got a pond they can fish out of. You know, the bigger jungle gym or more upkept jungle gym is more tranquil, you know, where they are. You know what I'm saying? But here it's just chaotic. You know what I'm saying? Power lines everywhere, you know. You go into the nursery, but they ain't got power lines and shit. You know, a lot of that shit is grounded, you know. So, you know, again, these heathen just systematically oppress Jake day in and day out, you know?
Back in Isaiah 51 in verse 18, it says, "There is none, excuse me, there is none to guide her among all the sons whom she hath brought forth. Neither is there any that taketh her by the hand of all the sons that she hath brought up."
Right, we don't got no help. You know what I'm saying? Because really, all these different, we can get that too in the whole Revelation 11, where it said, Ricky started the part where it says they send gifts to one another. We might have to start up a little bit. That shows you these different nations. They all got a part in, just stomping us pretty much. You know, treading all over us. You know, but you got it.
Verse 19 it says, "These two things are come unto thee. Who shall be sorry for thee? Desolation and destruction and the famine and the sword. By whom shall I comfort thee?"
Right, nobody. And that's why Yahweh Shai, he said that with Isaiah 63. He said, none shall, I forgot how it goes, it says, none shall save you, only but my arm brought salvation. You know, because that's how the Lord designed it. We ain't had help from no other nation. Even though, at the same time, I mean, of course, I'm going to say this first and foremost, fuck all that marching and all that shit, but Jake is the reason why all these different nations, even the Northern tribe, got so-called rights. Because we was out there marching and so-called freedom. Like I said, that shit bullshit. But if it wasn't for us, these different nations wouldn't even have no so-called equal rights. Jake was out there marching and getting shot, getting dogs sick on them and shit like that. And the reason why they got that is because of Jake. If it wasn't for Jake, you different nations would be just like us. Segregated, all that other shit, you know? But of course, what Scripture says, they gave us no credit, you know? But you got it.
It says, verse 20, "Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in a net. They are full of the fury of Yahweh and the rebuke of thy power."
Right, you see Jake sitting on the corner, ain't doing shit, shooting each other. They under the curses, they bugged out. Their mind, their eyes evil towards their brother, and towards their woman. The woman is evil towards him, and he's evil towards her. It's just, this shit literally is a fucking nightmare, man. That's why the Lord got to deliver us out of these curses. That's why every single day, man, that's what I'm gonna start doing, is we gotta pray to the Lord to forgive us, man, because for this life, for our past life, look at our forefathers, Ezra, Daniel. We all pray for the Lord forgive us, because we really need it, bro. Because this shit is a nightmare, man. You know?
Yeah, facts, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm motherfucking, man. So what was that Monday? Heat wave came, I was pouring concrete. Oh my God. I said this, you know, when for me, I work a very, very highly intensive, physical job. You got hot days and shit like that, bro. You just, man. All I was thinking about, man, the Lord deliver Jake, bro. Because, like I said, bro, this shit is hell, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's why we say, roughly paraphrasing, it's a rock. To the son of Adam. You know what I'm saying? Life is miserable. Like, man, I was like, Lord, I was actually going for forgetting something. And Jay gotta get up out of here, bro. Jay better get lesson, bro, because this ain't it, bro. Working these highly, high labor intensive jobs and being low as fuck. Everybody looking at you weird, gotta keep your head on the swivel. You know what I'm saying? Put on fake smiles every day, that's your work spot. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, bro. Just to make things beat. Hope you don't get fired. Just all that shit, bro. Yeah, bro. It's back up, bro. It's hell, bro. You know, people have a lot of space for these curses, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So like verse 21.
Research too. Just real quick. Psalms 2. 2. Just like you said, just going back to, how Jake, or, dealing with the heathen, that they can, pretty much like you're reading Psalm 83, they confederate against us, man. This is Psalms 2 at the top. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a man vain? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Right, but also we deal with the second verse. Like you said, they set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh, right, and against his anointed, if Yahweh shot it, but ultimately against his people. You know what I'm saying? They got all these what you call it, think tanks and shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that, bro. Take counsel against the Lord, against his people, you know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. That's what they do on the daily, man, how they can further, drag us into oppression. And it has worked. You know what I'm saying? It has worked, bro. You gotta think of how systematically fucked up Jake is, man. To the point where, Jake knew who they were, now Jake don't know a damn thing. And they out here, just chasing the luxuries and shit that Esau presents to them. You know what I'm saying? Every day, bro, you gotta think about how simple niggas are today, man. And again, how these heathen have conjured up, what I'm saying, ways to keep us, again, in the dark hole, But I just want to bring that out really quick.
You got it.
So back in Isaiah 51, verse 21, it says, therefore hear now this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. That saith thy Lord Yahweh, and thy power that pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again.
Right, so Jake was drunken by wine, it's Babylonian juice. That's why we got our women twerking and niggas effeminate, and whatever bullshit they in, plantation Christianity. That's why you see a lot of churches in the hood. You see a lot of liquor stores in the hood. You see a lot of bullshit, just a lot of shit that is not helping us thrive, in our environment. You know what I'm saying? Because it was Esau, he planned that shit. This shit is planned. And people try to say racism, that shit ain't no more, that shit is stupid, man. This man, he knows what he's doing. These other nations, they ain't joining hand in hand. But what he said, he said the Lord thou shalt no more drink again. So the Lord gonna put that cup into these different nations' hands. And we gonna put them in slavery. And we gonna put them, they're gonna be a prey unto us. And we're not gonna be unrighteous like them. See what I'm saying? We gonna feed them good and wholesome food and different things like that, but at the same time, they're gonna be a prey unto us, man. We're gonna fuck them up. You know what I'm saying? But you got it.
It says, but I will put into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have sold to thy soul bow down, that we may go over, and thou hast laid thy body as the ground, and as the street to them that went over.
Right, that's the main point right there. That's what they said to us. They said bow down, and we may go over. and Jake laying their body down, and they just stepping all over our back, and we just in the mud, in the watery, you know what I'm saying, bullshit, while they just stepping all over us, and they just going over us clean. But hey, the Lord will put a stop to that. You know what I'm saying? Because the curses is finally lifting up off of us, and it's coming back on our enemies. That's why you see a lot of Esau, poor and homeless and shit. You know, you got other different nations getting fucked up, getting blown smithereens and shit, because the Lord is changing turning the tables. You see what I'm saying? But somebody got that Revelation 11?
I got a precept.
I got it too.
Yeah, I got it.
This is Jeremiah 10 and 25. I'm reading NLT. It says, "Pour out your wrath on the nations that refuse to acknowledge you, on the peoples that do not call upon your name, for they have devoured your people Israel. They have devoured and consumed them, making the land a desolate wilderness." Right, and that's what the heathen have done. Like they have devoured us. So just stepping all over and steamrolling over Jacob, man, little by little. And again, like you said, the whole racism thing, that shit is still here, bro. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, all people are inherently, racist. Because it's nothing wrong with being racist. It just means you're for your nation. You know what I'm saying? For your race, yeah. You know? But the way these heathen have done it, you know what I'm saying? They have done it with bitter hatred. You know what I'm saying? Just like the scriptures speak about Esau, Edom. He has a perpetual hatred towards Jacob. You know what I'm saying? And again, these other nations do as well. Because they haven't forgot about, the conquest of David. You know what I'm saying? And when we were on top, But they still have to acknowledge the fact that, we are the more powerful and, dominant people just by nature.
It's Jake that forgot about it.
Yep. You know what I'm saying? But again, these heathen have devoured Jake, bro. Have devoured us in the whole. Like you said, bro, when you look at it systematically, you got Ishmael selling the brunt wraps, hookahs, you know what I'm saying? The beer, the weak ass liquor, Moab selling fake ass food. You know what I'm saying? Ham, he just there.
Smack.
You know what I'm saying?
Smack.
Like I said, I remember growing up, we was always fighting Somalis and shit. You know what I'm saying? Big ass Hamite heads. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he out there with a collar shirt and one short sock.
Some goddamn,
some golf
some
shorts.
flippers on, man.
You know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they do their thing in the hood, man. Got their masters, they own restaurants that they own people shop at.
Yeah.
They got their
International food
yeah,
and shit.
fake designer stores and shit.
How the fuck you on the old Kroger's?
Bro, how the fuck you get that?
Yeah, right.
You got the Kroger.
I mean, some of them Jake, I think some of them be Jake, a lot of them be Jake, but there'd be a lot of them that's ham too. I mean, you know which one's the ham. Especially the nigga who got the situations on the brown shits.
Yeah.
The earpiece, they got an earpiece on for no reason.
Yeah, right.
Like you drive trucks, nigga. You a taxi driver. Yeah, ham always taxi driver. You know what I'm saying? But again, they come over here, get free taxis, they buying up whole blocks,
Medicaid,
shit like that, and what do they get?
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
They were above.
And not to mention their fucking nuisance with driving. They fucking suck.
Worse.
Yeah.
And it's funny, lately I've been seeing so much stupid shit, they about to cause wrecks because they can't merge on the highway and some more shit. Like, they suck, man. They ain't supposed to be here, they can handle this pace on this motherfucker.
Hey, you never been into a country that shows these niggas, man. They're smack, bro. They don't have laws in Africa, man. Everybody's driving like it's Grand Theft Auto, man. Everybody don't. You see what?
I'm just
Nobody knows what's going on, man. Like, bro, I'm scared for my life in Djibouti, Africa, bro. Cause nobody knows what's going on. Everybody got their own law. That's why they need to be governed, man. You know?
Yeah, you would think with all them laws that they don't have over there, they'll be beastie driving.
At least.
Weaving through the shit. You know what I'm saying? They got all these congested ass dirt
Bro.
roads they got. You would think they could weave through some shit. They cannot get through there. They
Yeah, that's why they buy a lot of like Land Rovers and shit. And shit over there. Alright. Well, I got one more. But this is just backing up earlier. Like you said, you know, at least he didn't want to drink that cup. Alright, so we begin with Esau Edom. So Lamentations 4:21. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz, right? Rejoice and be glad. Like I was fucking yesterday. I had stopped, grabbed some groceries and shit for me and Jake. You know, on my way off from work. Over there and close to New Albany, but going more towards the city and shit. And I just seen, an old white woman in nice ass Jeeps. You know what I'm saying? They just getting getting their orders put in the back of their trunk. I'm just like, damn, we're out here living, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, rejoice and be glad. You had your time. You know what I'm saying? All you heathen, ultimately, y'all had y'all's time, bro. And various empires. So you look at, like you said, you dealing with Moab as well. Look at fucking China, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look at China. You see? Y'all decked yourself out, man. You know what I'm saying? It says, the cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked, right? So that cup, if it goes to the word cup, also deals with a portion. You know what I'm saying? So you about to be served your portion of captivity. You know what I'm saying? All you nations. Because I could read real quick. Can I grab some? Could Jake grab that 2nd Ezra 15? We're talking about Asia. Just to back it up real quick. 2nd Ezra 15 and 40, starting like 45, I think. Because ultimately, again, not just Esau, but all you other nations about to get it. And then when you go into it further, when you go into 2nd Ezra 15, etc., start dealing with the judgment of the heathen. But, it follows up in the 16th chapter as well. Going to Asia, Babylon, all the different nations, etc.
We never saw that.
45.
I bet. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15. I'm still at 45. It says, and they that remain under her shall do service unto them that have put her in fear. And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of the person, woe be unto thee, thou wretched, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, and that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. Yep, that thou follow her that is hated in all that works and inventions, therefore said the Most High.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So again, you Moabites, all you Asian countries, you know what I'm saying?
wearing off.
Yep, and even further, because when you deal with it, like with the Middle East, it's considered really West Asia. You know what I'm saying? So all you motherfuckers who dwelling in the landmass of Asia, so on and so forth, in particular dealing with you groups, y'all gonna feel it too, because y'all have, again, made yourself confederate with the nation of Esau. You know what I'm saying? And all of you have band together to destroy us, man. So y'all gonna, receive that cup as well. You know what I'm saying? The portion that Esau Edom is gonna get, y'all gonna feel it too. But jumping back to Lamentations 4, got one more verse. Lamentations 4, verses 22. It says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sin, right? Like the other one we mentioned. A lot of these curses are being placed on you heathen nations, man. And although, you got the tail end of Edomites who are still living good, so on and so forth, they're still, suffering, from the state of the society and complaining as well. You know what I'm saying? So slowly but surely, those curses are gradually turned to our enemies, man. Alright? And after this go around, affliction, again, like the scripture, affliction shall not arise up a second time. You know what I'm saying? Or like it said, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished. We went through our hell. You know what I'm saying? We have the tail end of our punishment, man. Through the Spirit, I just had an epiphany, man. Damn, that's beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
We see the state of the world. So although it's vexing, etc., we still got to look at it like, man, we have to tail end of our punishment. All these generations get our ass kicked, bro. Thousands of years of captivity.
Yeah.
It's almost done. You know what I'm saying? So something to take away, take home, man. Thousands of, bro, literally. You speak about the 4 different beasts. Daniel, we on the last beast.
Last leg.
And like you said, the toes of that beast. You know what I'm saying? Or in Daniel the 2nd chapter, the statue of Nebuchadnezzar, the different empires with it. The toes, man. And how was shotgun to strike.
You got other camps talking. You got 30, 40, which we don't know, man. But 30, 40 plus years on this. Get the fuck out of here, man. The things going right now, man. Please. No, but we gonna have, we gonna keep our, perseverance and we gonna keep our strength, man. But nah. I don't see it. We don't see it.
I got that Revelation 11.
Got a quick one for you.
You got to bring it first.
Yeah, just quick. Deuteronomy 30:7. And the Lord Yahweh, thy power, will put all the curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So, just back in the big bro, like Yahweh Bashem Shai is going to persecute the enemies that persecuted us, man. We got years and years and years of just effed upness, man, so to speak. You know what I mean? Just to see, we got fucked up. Let's just say that. All right, but the Lord's gonna put that on our enemies, man. All right? That's straight to the point.
Yeah, Deuteronomy 30 is a beautiful chapter because it shows you ultimately that the Lord already knew he was gonna go off. It give you the summary when you read when you start at the top. Real quick, if I can
One
read
or two?
the first verse. Yeah, read the first verse.
Gotcha.
Let's go right into it. Going into it.
All right. This is Deuteronomy 30 at the top, and it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse.
You see, so the Lord already knew. You know what I'm saying? And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse. Go ahead.
It says, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether the Lord Yahweh thy power hath driven thee, and shall
be scattered.
And shalt return unto the Lord thy power, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thine heart and all thy soul. That then the Lord Yahweh thy power return thy captivity, and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether thee, Lord Yahweh thy power, has scattered thee.
Right, like you said, that then Yahweh thy God return thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, right? Again, back up elder, that's what's going on, that the Lord is turning our captivity, man. You know? And it's beautiful, bro. Read verse 6, man.
Deuteronomy 30:6. And the Lord Yahweh thy power would circumcise thine heart, and the heart of thy seed of the Lord Yahweh thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live.
Right, and that's what happened. We're in the kingdom. We're going to have have that heart of flesh. Somebody say you should circumcise thy heart and the heart of thy seed to love Yahweh thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live, right? Live eternally. You know what I'm saying? Immortal. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, us and our seed. You know what I'm saying? Those who come back, through the ones of the elect, are going to be changed. You know what I'm saying? And have a circumcised heart. You know? But that's pretty much it.
Let's see. We read that Revelation, and then it's Jeremiah, was it 30? Praise shall be, or, you know what I'm talking about? Where it says, the nations, they shall be a prey to you, or you shall, those that once was a prayer, now they going to be a prey to you. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, kind of.
30 and 16.
Yeah, yep. And then, yeah, and whatever else just got.
This is Revelation 11, and I'll start at I'll start at 8. It says, "And the dead bodies shall line the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified."
Right, you know what I'm saying? Our dead body, because when we in a dead state, you know what I'm saying? We don't know who we are. You know what I'm saying? We don't know the name of the Lord. We don't know our identity. But now the Lord is raising us up again. So I'm saying now we know who we are. Now we know who we are. We know the name of the Lord. Now we're going back into our heritage. You know what I'm saying? And it says into the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. It's talking about America. Because this, especially now, because it's like last month, it was June, you know, so-called Pride Month, you know what I'm saying? And then Egypt, look on the dollar bill, it's Egypt, you know, with the all-seeing eye, you know, all these other different, what's it called, witchcraft, things like that, you see? You got it.
You know, shit, and even further dealing with that, everybody, you know, reference Egypt in some capacity, the goddesses and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Egyptology shit is spiritual heavy. You know? Everybody infatuated with Egypt, you know what I'm saying? Ancient Egypt, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Greek mythology too. Being Greeks, you know, because it was like they were the ones that created everything. And you even might say all day long, you know.
And shit even further, you know, dealing with Edomites, they thought heavy into, you know, Egyptology and all that shit.
Yep.
You know, like the Ptolemies and all that, you know, into history. Verse 9, it reads, "And they of the people and the kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves."
Right, that's what I'm saying. You see these different nations, they don't give a shit. They don't, and a lot like the elites of these different nations, they know who we are too. But they're not going to suffer or allow our dead bodies to be put in the grave. You know what I'm saying? They're going to continue, they're going to let us continue to be in that dead state. They're going to be in our so-called hoods and neighborhoods and take advantage of us. You see what I'm saying? And not do anything about it. You see? But you got it.
When you go into that word graves, it's Manma.
Strong's G 3418.
Name. It says a monument or memorial to perpetuate the memory of any person or thing. Right? So ultimately, like you said, they won't suffer our bodies to be put in graves, right? They won't suffer us or bring us back to remembrance of who we are. They want to keep us in that dead state. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, perpetuate the memory of any person or thing. You know, they ain't gonna tell you that you're an Israelite. They ain't gonna tell you, you know, who you truly are. You know, they just gonna, again, like you said, continue to allow us to stay in the dead state that we are in. You know? But getting to the point, Revelation 11:10, it says, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth.
Right, two prophets represents the northern and southern kingdom. So I'm saying, so they're gonna send gifts one to another. That goes into the slavery. You know what I'm saying? They was rejoicing over us. They took part in our slavery, in our captivity, in our downtrodden oppression, all that. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord gonna answer, because you know we always get on Esau and Edom, because he's the chief of it. You know what I mean? Because he's gonna get it the worst, especially the so-called who's. But we can't forget about these other nations, these Hamites, these goddamn Ishmaelites, these Moabites, all, especially Moab, that proud ass nigga, because he's really hand in hand with Americans. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord gonna fuck all the niggas up, man. We gonna fuck every single, even Japheth. Even though Japheth is barely even mentioned, he gonna get fucked up too. Because I bet you the least of the Japheth knows too. You see what I'm saying?
What's up? It was popping.
Mm-hmm. But you can read one more verse and then we can go to that Jeremiah.
Revelation 11, verses 11. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Right. So I'm saying that's what's happening now. So I'm saying from our apostles on down or on up and down, you know what I'm saying, we woke up to the truth. You know, the spirit of the Lord got back in us, and now we alive now. So I'm saying, what's that? Ezekiel 37, the dry bones became, stood up and became alive now. So I'm saying we woke up to the truth.
And this is a lot, I'm just sitting on these 4 verses, and it's literally a timeline. When you look at it, it's a timeline. From the time, we was in slavery, hardcore slavery, 350 years, up until the point where we were awoken after that 350 years. So that's like I was just, sitting here looking at this really good verse on man. That's heavy, bro.
Yeah, we got that Jeremiah. We can start winding down.
Jeremiah 30. 16. It says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
Right, see what I'm saying? So now the roles is going to be reversed. So they preyed on us, they devoured us. So I'm saying, what else to say? It says, put us in captivity, they spoiled us. What you do when you spoil somebody? You take everything that they have. You take their money, you take their women. You see what I'm saying? You take their children and educate them and all that other bullshit and your doctrine. But hey, we're going to do that in a righteous way. So I'm saying, we're going to take our women. You see what I'm saying? We're going to have concubinage. We're going to take your money. What's that? We can get that too on Isaiah 60, where it says we're going to suck the breast of the Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? Just like in slavery, when the White House and all those other different buildings and inventions, they said, well, we built that. But who technically built it? The slaves did. You see what I'm saying? So same thing in the kingdom. We're going to have you slaves, Esau and other different nations. We're going to build our kingdom up, but we're going to take the credit. You see what I'm saying? Because we're going to take everything that you have, man. You see? And we're going to, I guess you could say, in a righteous way, we're going to indoctrinate you. Just like you took Gad and cut their hair and made them put a suit and tie on and say, oh, no, cut your beard, we're going to do that shit to you in a righteous way. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, just saying they're not going to be us, but they're going to learn of our ways, you see? But whoever got it, Isaiah. Where it says, suck the breast of the Gentiles.
Oh, Isaiah 60.
And whatever else Jake got, we can close out.
This is Isaiah 60. And let me see. Really, I want to just get to the point.
You start up a little bit. See something.
Really started like, really Jacob started at, they got at least start at 10.
Alright, but because Isaiah 60
Points
verse
was 16.
Isaiah 60 verse 16.
Or start to 10.
I got verse 10. It says, "And the sons of strangers shall build up their walls, and the king shall minister unto thee."
Right, what does the word minister means? It means to
Serve.
serve. So I'm saying, so that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna, because we in the kingdom, you know, we're gonna have spiritual power. We can technically just, you know, just build whatever the fuck we want without even breaking a sweat. But no, we're gonna make your ass do it. You know, just like you did to us. You see?
Yeah, yeah, we build all this shit in the White House.
Yeah.
Shit, even now, bro, where I'm at, we build all the data centers and all that shit. Straight Instacart, straight Southern and Northern Charge out there.
Get
So
busy.
you got some, you know, some Stepper Bird up there too. You got some higher up Edomites who's running the show, building the show, the labor, and mine is
Oh, you know.
it's all Jake. From your concrete to your rod masters, you know what I'm saying? Your pipe fitters, you know what I'm saying? Your
Yeah.
carpenters. Oh, I'm telling you, it's all Northern and Southern tribes, bro. Jake is out there building every fucking thing, bro. So if you want to build, yeah.
Yeah, who's gonna get your little carts at time of when it's time to eat?
Yeah,
It's gonna be Jake, man.
just like,
You know what I mean?
yeah, bro, it's gonna be beautiful because the roles again is gonna be reversed. So really, Jay gotta really put himself in that position, like how an Edomite is at your job. You feel me? You gonna be the head of that corporation in the kingdom or whatever.
The head honcho.
Now they gotta deal with you. They scoffing and mocking and shit. You know what I'm saying? While they, you know, on assembly lines or whatever the fuck. Or they out in the field, cause they gonna have to be out in the field. You know what I'm saying? Clock in, clock out, badge in, badge out.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
You might forget his badge and shit.
They have
Smack.
they in the field building up one of your many castles. You know, it's a whole like it's gonna be a fucking construction site. They gotta really think about it. Like we gonna have construction sites up in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Instead of concrete, shit gonna be gold bricks and opal. You know what I'm saying?
Nice gems.
Gems, sapphires, like damn, how the fuck? Just gonna see, you know, trailers of sapphire going on. You know what I'm saying? Trailers of, like I said, opal. You know what I'm saying? All the precious metals, things like that. Whatever you like. Ain't gonna be no concrete plants and shit like that, you know? There's gonna be construction sites. You're gonna have, you know, your taskmasters out there, you know, your sons. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna like I said, like how Esau got it. You got the owners, and you got the presidents of the company, you know what I'm saying, or CEOs, and it goes on down. You know, you got your sons, you know, they over Tazawams. Tazawams, you know what I'm saying? Gold mining service, you shit like that, you know? Motherfucking Hebrews, man. So y'all got like I say, so we built and shit. Don't have to put your hard hat on Esau. And I'm gonna make you wear a hard hat. They always talking about safety. You better have
Safety
all
code.
you better have
Fuck
all
out of
you better have all your PPE on.
here. Yeah, PPE.
You know, if I see a nigga without his gloves on, razor eye in his hands. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to work with no gloves? You don't want to protect your hands? Alright.
I bet.
Sorry. You just
Smack.
put up straight boners,
Right.
you know? Alright, you think you don't need your hands? Yeah, I'll take them, you know? Give them a prosthetic that works.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah. And now I don't want to talk about it because it's like, because we've been through like stuff where things are a little more dangerous, and then like they just make it the most dangerous thing, and like they like tell you, I'm like, dog, I don't need gloves for this. Let's just say real talk. I don't need gloves for fucking to deal with explosives, but they don't know that, and I don't expect them to, but it's still like that's the most like dangerous thing on earth. Like shut the fuck up, man. We gonna be hassling these crackers, man. We gonna be hassling them, bro.
Steel toe boots.
Yeah, I need all that, man.
We're gonna have all that shit on.
I need everything.
You know, Fabric is gonna be. You
You're
feel me?
working them tense.
Yeah.
You straight
I'm
up.
gonna look like a night at work. It's gonna be hot as hell.
Alright, man. They gonna make, every day gonna be 110.
Bro, you're gonna be out there.
Every gonna be out there. Passing out, man. I'm telling you, and then the very few Edomites who be out there, them motherfuckers, boy, them boys be hurt.
Woof.
Fried.
We look like lobsters and stuff.
No melanin at all.
Snatch.
You know? Anyway, they just been.
What's the
It's
last
only,
thing? Yeah, 60 and let me get back to 100. I kind of forgot.
11.
Isaiah 60 and 11. Therefore, thy gate shall be open continually. There shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought.
Right, so we're gonna be it's gonna be lucrative. What did they say? A lucrative business.
It's lucrative.
You know what I'm saying? So
You're not losing no money.
Right. You see, we ain't gonna have no, because you know, like you might work at a job and you might have them days where it's kind of slow. You tell the business ain't really making no money. They VTO and let you go home early and shit. But us, we gonna have business. We might continuing work, to continue employment. We're always gonna have something for you even to do. You see what I'm saying?
Even if we don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even care.
Right.
If my shit just needs to be replanted, I just want that to be replanted.
And you know, me being one of the flyest niggas, I need new everything every day. Every day I need new linen sheets. Just go scrap them, republish, just go scrap the old linen sheets. Put them back through the process again. Just make them new again.
Yeah,
So I know that they're new and refreshed. Everything gotta be fresh every day at our Tazamon's palace. Or our Tazamon's planets. Everything gotta replenish every day. I need everything refreshed every day. So you're gonna have plenty of work here. You know what I'm saying?
There could be no confusion. Where do I go next? What do I do next?
What's my next gig?
Yeah.
You ain't gotta worry. You can retire here for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't gotta worry about jumping, job hunting,
Yeah.
read through the news.
Gig back to the gig.
You ain't gotta get on Indeed. You got somewhere to work forever.
Job site not gonna be messy. Man, none of that shit.
We ain't got nothing but time. You know, that 1,000 years gonna be just straight. I might not go to sleep the whole 1,000 years.
That's
Besides the Sabbath. Cause you gotta think, bro, we gonna have shifts. Esau got shifts, first, second, third. I'm gonna have 4 shifts. You know what I'm saying? If I can have it.
He said, "E, you wanna work a double today?"
Yeah. He said, hey, E, you wanna work double?
Quad.
No, I was thinking, oh, well, you're a foreman, so you ain't got no choice.
Croc Lesnar.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I mean that's what they do to y'all.
Yeah,
That's what they do to us.
Big.
They say because they think that because your job is on the line. My man, if you can't work this joint, man, I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I'm gonna throw you on the bus, so to speak. We're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna do it righteously, bro.
Yeah, you ain't gonna have to worry about getting fired.
Yeah, continue on employment.
So don't worry about, you know, they worry about losing the job. You ain't gonna be worried about losing the job next week.
That's hilarious. Isaiah 60 and verses 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish, yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
Right. You don't want to get fired. That's the only way you're going to get fired. You know? But other than that, you good.
Yeah, DEI and shit. Get the fuck out of here, man.
I also say what is when it comes to Jerusalem, they say they're gonna put a famine on their ass, you know what I'm saying? You know, gonna destroy them. Cause just like Esau, he does that in a wicked way. He puts sanctions on different nations, or you don't want to allow homosexuality in your country. I want to put a sanction on you. We're gonna do that in a righteous way, cause you really, cause that's the spirit. That reminded me, cause Dallas went into that. Even when we're going to them sanctions and shit, and there's people, there's not hundreds of thousands, probably altogether millions of people that literally starve off those sanctions. You know what I'm saying? Because Esau he can say, nah, I ain't allowing y'all to have money and this resources and all that shit because you made me mad, so I ain't gonna let you do that. So we're gonna do that in a righteous way in the kingdom. Or you ain't come up for these 3 holy days. Okay, well, we about to sanction your ass. You ain't gonna have no water. You gonna have a drought. Or you ain't make my palace. You wanna get cute. Okay, cool. I'm gonna fuck you up. You know, in a righteous way. You know what I'm saying?
And y'all gonna have all the pain, the lower back pain that I got.
Yep.
I'm
Hungry,
talking about.
starvation, thirsty.
You gotta feel that Esau, that lower back pain.
Sheesh.
You know? You gotta feel that shit, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Foot hurt.
You can't.
Toe skin peeling off.
Even though it's all bullshit, but your kid, she grew up to be fucking 3 years old or something. You know, what happens? You know, even with myself, man. You know, I couldn't see my kid. You know, when it was born, I had to deploy. So that's funny as shit. You know. You don't see the birth of your children, man. You know? I mean, Esau won't eat that, man.
That's why Scripture says it's going to be reversed, because it says that the woman will complain with Esau in the kingdom. She's going to be nagging and shit. You ain't care about your children. What about me? She going to be bitching just like how your bitch complain about you working, you supplying for your goddamn family. You come home, she complaining to you. You're going to do the same shit to Esau.
So,
right.
you gonna be the new nigga.
Mm-hmm.
This how we the niggas now and the lowest. He gonna be the new nigga, bro. Sorry.
They there now. You know?
Ghettos, project full of Edomites.
Back at it, Isaiah 60. Go back at it, verse 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted. Verse 13. Glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, and the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together to beautify the place of my sanctuary.
You got to finish that up.
And I will make the place of my feet glorious.
Right. We ain't gonna have it where this is gonna be through the whole, really the whole earth, our existence. We ain't gonna have no pollution and all that bullshit. So I'm saying the Lord gonna beautify. There's gonna be trees and different smelling, different plants and bushes, and everything gonna smell good, gonna look good, gonna look pretty. And who gonna take care of those gardens? You Edomites in different nations. See what I'm saying? And he gonna beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I make the place of my feet glorious, because when he say the earth is his footstool, you see what I'm saying? So y'all gonna keep all this. I ain't gonna be allowed to keep this pollution that y'all doing today, destroying all the crops and all this other. You ain't gonna allow that shit in the kingdom. GMOs, hell no.
Child support. Fuck out of here.
See, like hella trash and shit, plastic and all that
Yeah.
shit.
Right.
It's all trash when it's
Dead bodies all over the
plastic
place.
and all that bullshit. We need all that shit. Shouldn't even be no trash for real. Think about it.
Right.
I mean, where your tax dollars going? You know? But this dude is wicked, you know? So, you may continue to finish or on.
read down to 16.
Alright. It says, Isaiah 60, verse, I'm going to start at 14. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. And they shall call thee the city of the Lord Yahweh, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel.
Right, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to acknowledge it, because right now they don't want to acknowledge us. Even though they at least do know who we are, they want to keep us in a nigga state. But in the kingdom, they're going to realize it. They're going to be like, these are the priests. Well, what do the priests do? The priests tell you how to serve the Lord, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? They're going to look up to, they're going to literally look up to us, metaphorically and literally. And we're going to be tall and glorious and all that good stuff. But they're going to ask us guidance, just like Queen Sheba did. Just like what she did with King Solomon. They're going to see the God in us. They ain't going to look at us like, oh, y'all just niggas and spiggers and sagging and bitches twerking it. All that image is going to be gone. Ain't going to be no more wicked nigga at all. Wicked nigga or bitch. We all going to be the face of righteousness.
They ain't going to come to our mind, you know, our mind, you know.
Okay.
It says, thou shalt, verse 16, thou shalt suck, also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breast of the kings.
I think you skipped 15.
I'm sorry about that. It says, verse 15, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, and so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations.
Right, just like how you see today, what they call it, 7 wonders of the world, or country or city, whatever. They got a lot of tourism and shit like that. People gonna try to visit us, and they're gonna be wondered. They're gonna be amazed. You know what I'm saying? Even just to see our son, like, damn, that's the son of the elect of or whatever, so and so. They're gonna be just like Esau, just like how all these different nations. They try to wear the suit and tie, and cut the beard and all that shit. They follow the image of Esau. It's gonna be reversed. They're gonna follow the image of Jacob. They're gonna grow their beards out. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna you know, they're gonna do all. They're gonna have to do the whole. They're gonna make their skin a little bit darker and shit. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be out in the sun, and they're gonna try to take a whole image. You know what I'm saying? And follow our footsteps, just like Isaiah 2 says that we're gonna teach them the laws, commandments, and different things. They're gonna follow all of our vibration. You see?
And go live a little longer too.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep.
It's good for them. Back at verse 16. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breast of kings.
Right, and what's milk? You know what I'm saying? That represents like the riches. Because if you have land, you got cows. Because well, I would say if you have cows, you need land. You know what I'm saying? And land, that represents riches and shit like that. So, and you got corn and all the other honey. That means you got a lot of resources and things. Like we're gonna have all the riches of the Gentiles. That's why we have certain lands that have that grow certain things. Like you might have a land of Hong Kong that only grows a certain plant. Well, y'all gonna give that shit to us, a percentage to us.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have a certain land that grows certain incense and things like that. Y'all gonna give the percentage to us. Because really, technically, that shit belongs to us any goddamn way. You know?
And
You see?
yeah, yep. You got different reasons to get plants, different things, like I said, incense, all that stuff comes from trees. So this certain smell of incense, I need to go here to get this tree to get the sap. You know what I'm saying? But that's all incense and frankincense and myrrh is tree sap. You know? Oh man, that's beautiful in itself, like natural fragrances. You feel me? Deep oil. You know what I'm saying? Even dealing with the oil from the lady with the alabaster box, they said that oil smelled so good, you know what I'm saying? The aroma went through the whole room. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't know, that oil was worth a year's wage in that time. So our average yearly wage is here, that's how much, it costs them,
32,000,
32,000.
35,000. Yeah. Sheesh.
Gosh,
Man.
you got some oil worth 30 racks.
Straight.
You know? We need that though. You know what I'm saying? 1,000 your house, you know what I'm saying? 30,000 your house side points. And
Crazy.
because we're gonna have real money. It's gonna be gold and silver. With your house and your house side and printing. You know what I'm saying? On both sides. Feel me? Or menorah. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything's gonna be changed up, man. Like what we just see today, you know, you pull out a dub or a 20 Andrew Jackson or man, get the fuck out of
It's gonna be a
Either
house
might-
size face on
here. Man,
it.
get
You
the
know
fuck
what
out
I'm
of
saying?
here, man. You know?
It's gonna be a house size face on
Yeah.
it. Feel me?
I play that game a little all about the Benjamins.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Verse 16, back at it, Isaiah 60, verse 16. It says, Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breast of the kings, and thou shalt know that I, the Lord Yahweh, am thy Savior, and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob.
Right, we're gonna be in the kingdom, man. We just always we're gonna stop and always remember, damn, this is the work of the Lord. We're gonna be amazed every single day. So I'm saying we're gonna be, because right now in this world, Esau, everything is just fast paced. You don't even, these people in the world, they don't even think about the Lord, man. In the kingdom, we're gonna be looking at all the creation and the slaves, and we're gonna always remember the Lord redeemed us. We're gonna remember the time when we got delivered from this whack ass kingdom and the other previous kingdoms. We're gonna remember like, damn, the Lord did this for us. Matter of fact, you can skip to the last verse. It's gonna go into that.
Back at it, Isaiah 60, and we're going to jump to verse 22. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation.
Right, and that's important because we're gonna have hella children. Where Job said, he said we're gonna have children as the blade of grass. That's what I'm saying? Because today you hear somebody got 8 children, like, damn, what the fuck, goddamn, yeah, well. But nah, we're gonna have, that ain't gonna be shit. We're gonna have, who knows how many Israelite souls there are. But each Jake is gonna have probably thousands, maybe even millions of children. You see what I'm saying? And we're gonna enjoy each and every single one of them. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Every single one of them.
Y'all gonna be like Abraham.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He was one of the progenitors of, you know, our nation.
Mm-hmm.
And now look, you know what I'm saying? That blessing he got.
Yep.
We all gonna be like, damn, we all our own, we all our own little Abraham. Shit.
Sin seed.
The whole nation. You know what I'm saying? Said, with a little one. You read that verse one more time? Because you gotta really think like that. He said he should be a whole nation. You're not out of the loins of Abraham, a nation begin, so to speak, you know? So it's like, damn, like, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying?
Back at Isaiah 60 and 22. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord Yahweh, will hasten in this time.
Years to rule. That's a lot of going for the kids. So they gonna have to get busy. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. And even brothers that have kids, you know, in this day, you know.
And so all you brothers who probably, you know,
Yeah.
they have a box in a little bit, don't worry. It's gonna be alright, because they gonna have a, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna make up for all that time. You know what I'm saying? You gonna make up for all that time, you know, you're dry. Talk about.
Yeah, even brothers that got no
So I'm
kids.
gonna just say this to you, blaming. You better get prepared. He said this is Stanley Earl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? be a lot of leg drops,
Power drivers.
power drivers,
Yeah.
Chokeholds.
choke
Yeah.
holds,
Straight up, man.
arm bars, or not leg bars, full Nelsons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, IUIC, just go somewhere else with that shit, man. Because right now, man, we're in a minute, man.
And on you heating with, or you
Yeah.
heating with.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm talking about?
What do you call it? Barefoot and pregnant.
Yeah.
That.
You bitches ain't wearing shoes fucking with me.
I can't wait. I ain't got no kids. I can't wait to get with crap. Not here at least, but
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Straight up.
Yeah. Lord say, the saying said, the Lord will hasten in his time, bro. The Lord, he can't wait. What he said, it's your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. The Lord can't wait. Because that's what the Lord is all about. What's the first, that's a scarf. I kind of just already said it. What's the first commandment the Lord gave us? Fruitful and multiply. So in the kingdom, not only us, the trees, the animals, and the different plants, everything is going to be fruitful and everything is going to multiply. Even the trees, Esau plant a lot of male trees and shit.
That's no females.
Right. That's why Jake is so the allergies and shit, because it's all this pollen and all this other bullshit. Because Esau bitch ass, man. And you got all these male trees and they can't even reproduce.
Yeah, they can't get busy.
Right.
That's funny. Elder Malloy said the same thing you just said, man.
Yeah.
There's not enough male trees and women trees
Yeah.
to get busy, so to speak. There's too many of those and too many not them.
Right. Even
That's funny.
even in farms and shit, Esau, he trying to reproduce the cows and the horses. They fucking beat off the cow dick and shit. Like, you know, just speaking plainly, nigga can't even do it his damn self, man. What the fuck kind of man Esau's like, man? You gotta die, man. Because sex ain't just, I mean, of course it's very pleasurable and all that good shit, but it's more than just pleasure. It's when you have sex with your woman, you supposed to reproduce. Here, you scared to. You gotta wear a condom. Right, right. Say that again?
It's life.
Condom.
Legacy killer. It's literally legacy.
Yeah. So, hey, we're gonna have a lot of that. This is gonna, hey, because what the Most High said, Yahushua said, he said, the Most High is the God of the living, not of the dead. So we're gonna reproduce and reproduce and reproduce again. See what I'm saying? So, Jake, got anything else? So, Lord willing, hopefully that was edifying. We can give all praises and glory to Yahweh. Apostle Gms Columbus Ohio, shown to the faithful men to continue to work with the Lord. Everyone say shalom.
Shalom.